Today, we're discussing the Alpha 20 dev stream for 7 Days to Die. Now, we've got a lot of info to cover and no time to waste, so let's get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, the developer streams for Alpha 20 are back. Earlier this week, the Fun Pimps held the first dev stream for Alpha 20 in over 10 months, where they discussed a whole host of topics. And today, we're going to review that dev stream. Now, I'm not going to go into too much depth on what was said during the stream, and I would highly recommend that you go back and watch the stream for yourself. However, I am going to pick out some of the major announcements that we received during this stream. And we actually got a couple of those major announcements right at the beginning. So take a listen to this.
Our goal, we want to go gold next year. So we want to go into gold next year. We're going to do our best, but we have a vision for this game. If it's not good enough to meet that vision, then we're going to keep going. That's what we'll do. That's what we've always done.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The Fun Pimps are hoping to take 7 Days to Die gold next year. That is insane. That is crazy news. Now, I'm a realist, and I know that that's probably not going to happen. We're not going to get 7 Days to Die gold next year. The mere fact that currently that is the Fun Pimps goal is amazing. Now, I personally think that we are a couple of years away from going gold, but I guess time will tell. Needless to say, the Fun Pimps are working very, very hard on 7 Days to Die, and it looks like a gold date is going to be coming sooner than expected. Now, like I always say, I would prefer that the Fun Pimps take their time and get the game right. I don't want them to rush the game to a gold status just to get it to gold. I would much prefer a finished, polished product that blows me away right out of the gate, even if that means taking a little bit more time. But that was just the first major announcement that we learned from this dev stream. Let's move on to the next section. Take a listen to this.
On top of that, we're in negotiations with several companies on being our console porting partner. So rest assured, it's coming back to console. It's we want to do that. We're committed to that, and it's going to happen. You know, it may not happen when you want it to, but it will happen. So we wanted to at least let you guys know that we're thinking about you and we're moving in the business direction to make that happen.
So there you have it, folks. Once again, confirmation that yes, 7 Days to Die is coming back to console. However, the Fun Pimps were not done there. Later in the video, Rick went on to say this.
When you guys go to console, would it be the new consoles? We're going to target the new consoles. We're going to try to make it backport to the old consoles. We have a lot of video options. We think we can make it work on the old consoles too. But and we do. Our dream is to have it cross-play between multiple stores. You know, it would be PlayStation, Xbox, other stores too, possibly the Epic Store or Microsoft Store, all cross-played with dedicated servers. So when it does come back to console, we want that console guys to have the dedicated server experience as well, which is persistent server, so you can play long games for a couple of months like the PC guys do.
Now, this is some very exciting news because, ladies and gentlemen, I honestly thought that the PS4 and Xbox One versions of 7 Days to Die were dead. However, from what they're saying, that does not seem to be the case. It looks like they are actually going to try to make the new version or the finalized version of 7 Days to Die compatible with the PS4 and Xbox One consoles. So not only are we going to get a brand new version of 7 Days to Die for the PS5 and Xbox Series X, but it seems like they are going to work very, very hard to make that available for PS4 and Xbox One as well. That is huge news, completely unexpected, and contrary to what I personally believe. This is probably one of the most exciting bits of information that I heard during this entire developer stream. The next thing that really stood out to me has to do with POIs. Take a listen.
How many new POIs will there be in total for A20 that you saw there?
It's 145 currently, and it'll probably be more like I suspect more like about 170 by the time it ships, because it's a low risk thing to add it, when we're fixing other bugs.
Now, in a previous video, ladies and gentlemen, I reported that the Fun Pimp said, yeah, hey, we're gonna have a whole bunch of new POIs in this game, and they were reporting over 100. Well, you just heard it from the Fun Pimps themselves. Currently, there are 145 POIs coming in Alpha 20, and that number is more than likely going to be closer to 170 by the time the update actually drops. That is an insane amount of content that is being added to this update. Alpha 20 is going to be awesome. And of course, the question on everybody's mind is, when will Alpha 20 actually drop? Well, even though we did not get an exact date, the Fun Pimps did touch on this topic, so let's take a listen to what they had to say.
People want to know when A20 drops. We're getting closer. We're fixing bugs. We're going to do streams every week and continue to fix bugs, and we're pretty close to content lock at this point. If it's not out before Christmas, I think we're going to have to give away like 100 free keys or something on this channel.
It's going to be out way before that.
We're going to be eating. We're going to be eating a lot of serious crow. It has to be out. Well, before Halloween, and at least experimental, I would say for sure.
Halloween experimental, hopefully, if everything goes well. But,
I would say that's not.
We're turning off clips for this.
That's not that's not a super ambitious goal, but with game development, you never know.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like they're kind of still sticking to that before Christmas timeline, but there's an outside chance that the experimental version will be available before Halloween. I'm not going to hold my breath. I'm not going to get my hopes up too much. I'm going to still stick with that before Christmas timeline. I think that's probably more realistic, but again, time will tell. I am with you, folks. I cannot wait for Alpha 20 to drop, but at the same time, I want to make sure that they get everything ironed out and make sure that Alpha 20 is a positive experience instead of a negative one. I don't want it to be full of bugs, full of glitches, full of things that just ruin the 7 Days to Die experience. So if it takes them until Christmas to get the new update up and running, that is perfectly okay with me. Now, I have just barely scratched the surface of all of the information that was provided in this dev stream, and I would highly recommend that you go back and watch the entire thing. You'll find a link in the description of this video to the full 2-hour and 15-minute video of that dev stream. Check it out for yourself and see everything that the Fun Pimps revealed about Alpha 20. Speaking of Alpha 20, if you'd like to learn more about what we know so far about that update, you can check out my Alpha 20 updates playlist by clicking the box in the top right corner of the screen. But for now, this is Saven saying thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll catch you in the next one.